Hey guys, this is Giralen here once again doing another toy review, and today we're doing on something really special and has a paint job that looks really smexy, as said on the internet. And with that word, you should know what it is by now if you ever paid attention to the Ultra Monster series. So yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling like I usually do and get you the new Geomos. So yeah, I picked up the new Geomos, and my, it's a big figure for like an old mold. So first of all, it's the tag. Here's the tag, you know, just a simple EX tag. Ultra Monster series, Ultraman Dyna with like Dyna over here and Geomos over there. Neo Geomos EX figure, Bandai, and the back has a barcode. If you want to scan it on your iPhone, do it now, please. Thank you. So yeah, that's the tag. Nothing, you know, single sheet tag. Nothing special. So yeah, screw tag. So Neo Geomos. The figure was released in 2012. It was a reissue of the old what was it, 1998 mold made by Bandai. Similar to the new Monster that's out, and yeah, you know, it looks good. The new paint job looks really smexy. The blue's really light, the brown's really dull, and there's a lot of silver that looks really woman fighting. So yeah, looks like I'm not even gonna get there, folks. I'm not gonna get there. So yeah, that is Neo Geomos right here. So articulation, tail is glue snap the glue, and now it rotates really good. Yeah, some of the vinyl came off with the glue over here. It's like, you know, it doesn't really come off that clean. Like Monster here, I broke the glue seal on Monster, and now it rotates a bit. Except it has armholes molded into there, so yeah, screw that. You know, screw that, Bandai. Now give me a sec as I, you know, shove the thing back in. There we go. Happy Monster. I heard the tip of the tail rotates too, but I haven't been able to break the glue on this thing. It's real, you know, it doesn't cooperate with me. See, it's breaking already, so I'll try to break it on footage right here. Oh, it's breaking. I'm breaking part of it. Come on. So yeah, that's about as far as I can get right now. I'll update the video with like a second clip if I actually manage to break it. But I heard from the internet that if you break the glue seal on the tip of the tail, it rotates. So yeah, real articulation points are the legs, which rotate 360, and this guy's really squishy vinyl, and the arms. So yeah, that's Neo Geomos' articulation, and this guy is a lengthy figure. From the tip of the head to like the tail is about like 8 inches or something. Not as long as the, you know, Dino Tank or King Saurus III, but you know, it's long enough so that the tail looks accurate. I mean, it had a really long tail in the show, so you know, I'm gonna keep trying to break this thing while I'm having a review here. So yeah, that's the articulation. Next, let's go to detail. There we go, it's focusing, yeah. So detail on this guy is surprisingly well made for like an old mold. There's tons of crevices on this guy. But most of this figure is really smooth, so that's just kind of disappointing, coming from Bandai over here. DreamWorks does it better, the DreamWorks toy company, but as long as the bottom of the feet is, you know, actually colored, then it really doesn't matter too much. It's toys like these that make me think that Bandai abuses their EX lines nowadays, because, you know, EX, they're supposed to be like superior to like normal figures, but unfortunately in 2012/2009 their normal figures dwarf their EX figures. So that's a shame. That's a shame, Bandai. But the back looks really nice, and I kind of like the old paint job better. Just saying. I can't find the old figure, so I bought the new one, and it doesn't look half bad. I don't regret spending $8 on this thing. Give me a sec here. Let me try and break the glue. You know what? Why don't you give me a sec? I'm gonna cut the video right here just for me to break the thing. Alright, and I returned and I broke the glue on the back. The joint looks really weird. You can hear like a pop. It looks like one of the joints I've seen on another Ultra Monster. I forgot what it is. I think it's Mountain Glover 5. I'll get to his review and tell you how weird that joint is. But it's like a nub with like a... the Alien Boltons use this joint as well. I just remember that. So just, pop the thing back in. Rotates. I'm not sure what the purpose of that is. If they should have just made this like a, like a whole piece with the tail. But, yeah. So that's that. Sizing, he's 68 meters and Monstarger it's 65 meters. Even at 67 meters, this guy doesn't match up with Monstarger too much. So that's kind of poor. Ultraman Dyna doesn't scale up well with him either. He's almost as tall as him, and that's that's stupid because he should be like this compared to Dyna. So screw that. A shorter Neisei Dyna would probably work as well, but they're still just kind of the same size. 68 meters, 55 meters doesn't really match up at all. Ultra Act is way too big, and this doesn't work. This just doesn't work. The scaling is not that good at all. If you want to recreate the episode, you may want to get the Ultra Axe kneeling because that's that just makes him look more terrifying than he should be, and he should be more terrifying than he looks right now. Period. So that's that. So articulation is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. So it's not that mediocre anymore. Monstarger now has 5 points of articulation. Just to add that to his review. Yeah, this review is scrambled, but I don't really care that much either. So yeah, history. Rambling history time. You may want to skip this part of the video because you know that I'm just going to ramble about one of my favorite monsters again. Yeah, I'm rambling again. So, rambling incoherently, not to mention. So, yeah. History of Neo Geomos. Neo Geomos, or I'm not going to talk about the Geomos history because that's just way too long. But simplify it, I will talk about it then. I just made up my mind. Geomos was a monster created by Grand Sphere, and she wanted it to go to Earth, but it was made on Neptune for some reason. So, because they said that the rock over there had more energy in it. What? So, they created like a fake face, like a smiling face on Neptune, and or what planet was it? I don't care. And dispatched, and Super Guts went to investigate the face just to take some pictures of it. And the cooperative, NF3000 and the Rock, known as Geomos, snuck aboard their ship and decided that, and came with them back to Earth. They threw him off the ship before hitting the atmosphere, and Geomos eventually evolved into something that looks like an egg. The picture, you just search it on Ultraman Wiki. I'll make sure that page is pretty much updated later on. So Geomos fought with Ultraman Dyna Miracle Type, and Miracle Type and Flash Type, of course, proved to be nothing for the creature, and they got Dyna got kicked over a mountain. It was like Team Rocket flying up, Team Rocket flying off again, and in a Pokemon fashion, and that was that. Dyna is defeated Neo Geomos by the Osaka, and under Osaka he transformed into Neo Geomos and Geomos was actually pretty smart. He used his old shell, the cocoon of Geomos. He set it up in somewhere far away from Osaka as like a bait to lure Super Guts and TPC land forces over there, and then he himself snuck to Osaka. So during that time, Asuka, because he lost in the previous battle, when Dyna transformed back into Asuka, Asuka was standing in a lake, and he fell because he was too tired, and his Reflasher got lost, or the Reflasher, that's Reflasher. And a boy actually picked it up and gave it back to him when Neo Geomos attacked, and yeah. So Dyna transformed again, and teamed up with Super Guts to try and kill this guy. Neo Geomos, this light over here, actually absorbed the energy, the Neo Maxima energy from Collector of 3000, and can now create like a trans-dimensional barrier that can block basically anything. So they use the reverse Neo Maxima energy to disable the shield, while Ultraman Dyna fired the Sojourn beam into this part and destroyed the shield. Then Neo Geomos shows off another ability. He shoots fireballs from this yellow organ up here. Dyna kicks it and destroys that. Then Neo Geomos wraps a super long tail on Ultraman Dyna. Here I'll just get the Dyna figure as a show, and uses the tip of the tail right here as an electrocution device, and electrocutes Dyna. But Dyna transforms into the strong type and break the tail. Here I'll just break it off just for show. Neo Geomos now doesn't have a tail, doesn't have any weapons. Dyna starts beating him up, and then uses an elbow hit on his stomach, grabs him, throws him into the air, then hits him with Garanite Bomber, while all of the Super Guts and TPC and everything, and the Guts, Super Guts and TPC all open fire on Neo Geomos and kills him in one big fiery explosion before Dyna flies away, while giving everybody a thumbs up. So that basically wraps up the history of Neo Geomos and Geomos. Geomos is never released, but we have Neo Geomos, and that's good enough for me. So yeah, man, that was a lot of rambling right there. So in the end, paint job and detail. Paint job is smexy. I guess count that as good. Detail is really nice for a really old mold. It's a long time now. What's next? Articulation is really good if you're actually able to break the glue seal. Sizing, it's pretty good, for like a figure this size. It's mediocre, I'll just say that. And rarity, this guy is extremely common. You can find it basically on any website for about $20, which is a complete ripoff because this guy is only worth $8. So in the end, I give him a 4.5 out of 5. I'm really forgiving on my toys, and he gets forgiven for being like mediocre. So yeah, that's that. In the end, he gets a 4.5 out of 5 from me. I recommend it. It's a nice figure. I don't see anything wrong with it except for it being too small, like most of the Ultra Monsters. But yeah, it's nice. It's enough to die for. It's not like you're gonna have to pay $50 for this guy, but it's definitely a nice piece and a nice thing to add to your edition. Not to your edition, your collection. But the tail can be a problem, so buy it at your own risk. That's all I can say. So yeah, in the end, 4.5 out of 5. Recommend it. Really recommend it. And yeah, this is Yana signing out.